Diversity is important because it brings different viewpoints and different perspectives, but it's not necessarily the most important piece. For me and for Fidelity, inclusion is the most important piece. And what I mean by that is that it enables you to bring your full self to work. Our personal and professional lives, they're quite blurred now as to the line between the two. And asking someone to park their persona at the door is effectively leaving some of their skill set at the door. And if you think about the challenges that different demographics have had over time, there are some that have maybe built better resilience, better negotiation skills, which would be great for a consultancy role. So asking people to park that persona at the door stops us from enabling that skill set. Our communities internally and our networks share information with anyone who's involved in the hiring process to ensure that they understand what their challenges have been within their demographics, which creates a bit of empathy and awareness for when people are going through the recruitment process. We also ensure that, and they invest a lot of effort and time into making sure that anyone in the recruitment process has their unconscious bias training badge, and that makes sure that they understand the reasons for why we put time and effort into it, as well as how to keep themselves honest in the decisions that they're making. We have a number of different demographics who represent different portions of our employee base. And they run events, but they don't just run events for a particular membership. They run it for all of our associates. And their information sessions, their education sessions, to kind of spread the awareness and the level of empathy that we hope everyone has within an inclusive workplace. But we don't just stop at network events. What we challenge and ask our network groups to work towards is building that community and building those information sessions, but also how can you bring the outside in, or how can you influence our organisational culture and policies. And we've also engaged with our women's leadership group to put together a maternity buddy program. And that's essentially geared to help Fidelity mothers come back into the workforce after a significant break. So external communities is very important for Fidelity, and we've got a number of different projects from small to large scale. So Shout Out is one of the organisations we work with. We brought Shout Out in to run some of their sessions for our parents because they're geared towards reducing homophobic and transphobic bullying in secondary schools. And that was something that not only could we help with their cause, but also to educate our parents on how to approach that from a parenting or a family perspective. Some of the larger scale activities that we do, so there's nothing better than, from a Fidelity point of view, arriving in a site somewhere and seeing 300 people in green Fidelity t-shirts arrive ready to dig, ready to wheelbarrow, ready to do whatever, with an effort to changing a field from a green state to a sensory garden or a walkway or a wheelchair accessible park. And that's something we've been involved in with our transformation days. And probably the other larger scale activity that we've been involved in is our sponsorship and our leadership within FutureWise, which is a junior achievement program. And that's geared towards providing students across the country with an understanding as to what science and technology means in a career, and what do some of those jobs look like, and how do we help them understand a little bit more about science and a little bit more about technology, so that we can increase the pipeline of STEM students down the track. It's good to see, it's encouraging to see, but 60% populated by female students around the country. So we'd like to think that we're making a dent into the largely male populated STEM topics within university.